In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a radiator on your Subaru Outback. This will be located in the nose of the vehicle. Let's get started. We're going to remove the 3 Phillips plastic clips. Spin them. You may need to hold the outside as you do this. Get them in the unlock position and pull them out. There's one more in the back here. One clip right here. And there's going to be a 12mm bolt right here. Go over and do this same process on the other side. There's 2 plastic clips in the middle of the shield. Using a pair of clip removal pliers, remove the clips. Hold onto the shield as you drop this last one. And remove the splash shield. Using a Phillips screwdriver, we're going to remove the petcock from the bottom of the radiator. Be sure you have a collection bucket under you. Fluid is going to come out. To make the radiator drain faster, we're going to remove the radiator cap. You can hear the coolant start to rush out. Once the radiator is done draining, reinstall the drain plug into the bottom of the radiator. Using a pair of clip pliers, remove the 2 plastic clips for the air cowl. Remove the air cowl. Using a pair of pliers, remove the upper radiator hose clamp. Pinch it, pull it back, pull the hose off of the radiator. Pull this up and to the side. Using a trim tool, remove the 6 clips for your grill trim. 4 on top, 2 in the back. Should be 1 right here. We're going to pull up on the grill and remove the trim. Remove the overflow hose from the radiator. I'm going to stick it into the reservoir. Push on this tab on the side and push the coolant bottle back. Pushing on the tab will unlock it. Pull straight back. Lift up and remove the overflow bottle. Remove the fan connectors on either side of the radiator. We're going to lift up on this tab and pull out. Remove the connector. Do the same thing on the other side. Using a pair of pliers, we're going to squeeze the lower radiator clamp, slide it back. Remove the lower hose off of the radiator. Be sure you have a bucket under you. There may be some fluid in here. We're going to take it off slowly. Using a pair of pliers, pinch the clamps going to the transmission cooler. Slide the clamp back, remove the hose, If you use a pair of pliers to help you remove the hose, be very careful. These hoses can rip. Be sure you have a collection bucket under you. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull the clamp back. Remove the hose. Using a 12mm socket, remove the 2 bolts holding the brackets for the radiator. There's one on either side. Remove the 2 radiator brackets. Remove the radiator and fan assembly. Using a 10mm socket, remove the 4 bolts for the 2 fans. Lift straight up and pull up, remove the fan. We're going to drop it into the bottom 2 brackets and then set it down. Install the 2 bolts. Do the same thing on the other fan. Pull it out. Drop it in. Snug down all of the bolts. Install the radiator and fan assembly. Drop it into those lower grommets. Once it's dropped in, you won't be able to move it side to side. Install the brackets on top of the radiator. Pull the radiator back, get the bolts started. Snug down the bracket bolts. Install the fan connector. Push until you hear a click. If you don't, give it a pull. Make sure it's locked on. There's a plastic stay on this connector that connects right to this ear. Ours is broken. Do the same thing on the other side. Install the upper radiator hose. Install the clamp over the radiator, snug it down. Install the overflow bottle. Be sure you line up this bottom pin with that bracket. Drop into place. We're going to tilt the reservoir forward towards this hook. And we're going to pull it into this back, locking it into place. Grab the coolant hose, attach it to the radiator, install the trim piece, get it under the front grille, install the clips. There should be one more here. Ours is missing. Install the intake cowl. Install the 2 front clips. Remove the cap from the radiator. We're going to pull our oil cooler line down. Install it into the radiator bracket. Work it over, get it started, and installed onto the pipe. There's one more bracket for our hose on the bottom of the radiator. Get it installed into that. Pinch the clamp, get it over the fitting. Do the same thing on the other side. Remove the cap. Install the hose. Snug down the clamp. These should be pinch clamps. You should pinch this, pull it over the fitting, lock it back down. Install the lower radiator hose. Sure it's fully seated. Pinch the clamp. Pull it back to the original position. Install the splash shield up into place. Get the 2 middle clips started. Push the splash shield up. Install the bolt. Install the 3 clips on the side. One more in the back. And then the big one on the bottom. Do the same thing on the other side. With a coolant funnel set up on top of our radiator, we're going to fill our radiator with coolant. With our radiator full, we are going to run the car until we have no more bubbles coming out of our reservoir. One more place you can check for your coolant being bled is these 2 hoses on the firewall. While you're running your car, have the heat on full blast, and when these 2 hoses are about the same temperature and you have no bubbles coming out, you're good to go. Once we have our coolant bled, I'm going to squeeze this top radiator hose to push a little bit of fluid through here, just so when we take the funnel off it doesn't spill. Stick the stopper in. Pull the funnel off. We're going to open up our overflow tank. If this is not to the max line, we're going to fill it to the max. Any extra coolant can go back in the coolant bottle. Install the radiator cap, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.